So last night, while I was procrastinating to get my last assignment done, it's summer break, by the way, yay! And like any good student, while you're procrastinating hard, you go on the internet and you burn more time that you don't have. So while I was on the internet burning time that I really didn't need to spend, I went on Reddit and I found out that Wedge and Biggs is actually a pretty solid counter to Darth Traya, and it came from a little channel known as Alric. You may not have heard of him, but I'll leave a link down below in the video description if you want to check out his video. But in that video, he showcased how Wedge and Biggs and Rebels can actually take on teams with Darth Traya. And I was a bit skeptical at first of that video because they had Vader on the other team, and once you get Traya, Vader is out of the lineup. He doesn't seem to be as good once you get Traya. So the team you're seeing right now on the screen, we're going to go up against that team. Now I have two test accounts. So this other test account that you're seeing right here, it has all the same odds I'm going to use. So I'll leave the speed right now on the screen so you can see what all the opponents look like in terms of speed. And what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you the Rebel team that we are going to use, the Danger Zone team. And pretty much the leadership is actually fairly simple, but you're getting a lot of damage output as well as some turn meter and health recovery. We'll talk more about it in the video. So let's just go ahead and get this thing going. Alright, so let's get this show on the road. We're going up against this Traya team, which right now is the most popular composition right now with Traya, Palpatine. We'll show Traya towards the end, which I think is a lot easier to beat in my opinion. But right now with Thrawn being on here, most people like to make him the fastest character. So the great thing about Han Solo is you stun him, and because of the fact that Thrawn's not a Sith character, he won't be able to self-cleanse through Darth Traya's unique. Now, pretty much the kill order here is working on their Palpatine first because he will self-cleanse if you stun him, and then afterwards he's just going to do massive mayhem with all the stuns, and we want to try to avoid that. Let's grant some buffs because we don't have a Darth Traya lead. We should be able to get our benefits from all the buffs. All right, let's see. I'm gonna do call to action or lead the. Jeez, I always mix those up. Call to action is for Luke. Lead the charge is for Kenobi. Don't know why I always mix those up in my head. All right, so our game plan is let's see if we can swipe some turn meter off of Sign. I don't care about the buff immunity because he will be able to just. There we go. Beautiful. I don't care about the buff immunity because he will self-cleanse that. Now we should be able to wipe out their Palpatine right now. Let's see. R2D2, I didn't want you to join in on the party right here. I wanted someone else. You know what? We have to get, let's see. We have to get rid of Palpatine because he's gonna, there we go. He was about to self-cleanse and do his self-heal. That's actually best case scenario. I don't want R2D2 to assist anyway, so let them isolate him. But next thing we gotta worry about is we want to worry about their Sign. I don't want him going anytime soon, and I don't want him to get held by hatred, but I want to try to work on getting rid of their Thrawn right now because he pulls out so many last second counters to giving protection and all that stuff. And so now what we're gonna do is let's see, we're gonna try to work on getting their, let's see, we might be able to get rid of their Nihilus at this point. Let's see, kind of analyzing the field right now. Here we go. All right, come on, get a couple hits on their Nihilus. We're stuck behind Science Taunt. That's fine. Let's see if we can maybe do an AoE damage. Some AoE damage, perfect. Hey, there we go, Nihilus is done. So now we're gonna work on, I guess, their, let's see, it might be, you know what, let's just work on their Sign because I don't want them to get held by hatred anytime soon. Boom, boom. Luckily, they don't have Thrawn anymore, so we don't have to worry about any sort of last second protection regen stuff that Thrawn does. There we go, come on, one more big hit from maybe Han Solo. Hey, there we go. So now we can just auto this battle, hopefully. So this does work, as you see. It's one of those things that you have to make sure you get the order right, making sure Han Solo goes first. He helps you control Palpatine, preferably take out as early as possible. And then when it gets to the Triumvirate, usually you have to kind of go with the flow. I like to take out their Scion first because Scion just taunts a lot, but sometimes you find windows of opportunity to take out Nihilus as early as possible. And the faster you take out Nihilus, the better. And usually Darth Traya, in all the testing I've done, I save her towards the end. So actually what I want to do before we continue is show you how this team does on defense. And I can tell you right now, this team most likely won't hold on defense. I'm actually just going to do a full auto on them. This is the same team you just saw on the other side in the previous video. Since I have two accounts, I can kind of control both sides of the field. And I'm just going to, oh, they actually were smart. They started off by getting my Thrawn stopped first. Look at this, it actually might do okay. All right, so they actually had an amazing start right from the get-go. That actually threw me by surprise. Of course, that was heavily dependent on their Han Solo being smart and attacking my Thrawn first, as I said, when I was on offense against this team I'm using right now. So here we go. So once I get my taunt up, that's when I usually can that's when usually some trouble happens. And I was going to auto this, but actually I might have to pay attention a bit because this team had an amazing start. We're going to isolate their Han Solo because he is the biggest threat right now onto their team. All right, let's see here. All right. This actually, they're doing very well. I gotta say, I'm very, very impressed. Now, I would attack Han Solo, but he should be able to counterattack still. Yeah, he still will be able to counterattack. So what I'm gonna probably do is, let's work on their bigs. Because their bigs is gonna call all these bonus attacks. Let's fracture their bigs now. And, all right, got held by hatred. That's gonna really slow down this other team. All right, here we go. There we go. Their Wedge or bigs is done. Han Solo's almost done here. He got a little bit of health regen. That's perfectly fine. All right, let's get another cooldown increase right there. All right, it's fine. Let's see. Can we finish off their Han Solo? Perfect. So I think now we should be in a better position. So as you see, this team, it's not gonna be the best defensive team against everything out there. This team is very high tailored towards an Emperor Palpatine team with Traya that doesn't have characters like General Kenobi or Sith Trooper to kind of soak up the damage, and because this team is very critical damage heavy, and if you had Kenobi in this team, I think it would slow it down drastically. So we were able to beat it, but as you see, the AI can sometimes get everything connected to do well. All right, so now we're gonna mix things up a bit. Same team as before, pretty much mods are the same, but instead of Thrawn, we're tossing in Sith Trooper because someone might be saying, all right, this Wedge thing, who knows? Maybe it will become a counter to my brand new shiny Traya that I just got. So I'm gonna put in Sith Trooper to soak up more damage for the rest of the team, and I don't think this is gonna be the perfect replacement for Thrawn because we want to take, as our strategy, as we talked about earlier, the strategy is take out Palpatine first and preferably Scion right afterwards. And if we have both characters taunting with all the pain on me, having Sith Trooper doesn't help us out too much. All right, so what I'm going to do now is, let's see, I'm going to try to juice up our damage output with some mods, or not mods, with the critical damage up and critical chance up. So what I'm going to do now is slap away that taunt from Sith Trooper. We'll save our call to action later on. And now we should be able to wipe out the Palpatine. Bada bing, bada boom. Not a big issue right there. And now we're going to work on their Scion. And as I said, I kind of want all these, shoot. I was hoping we didn't get Wedge to get isolated because he won't assist off my bigs now. But that's fine. That's not the worst case scenario. But now I kind of want to get as much pain as possible on my characters because their Sith Trooper will eventually taunt. And I don't want their Scion to hide behind Sith Trooper's taunt right there. So here we go. Let's keep... Oh, he's almost done. Almost done here. All right, let's do this. We're going to do our call to action now. All right, and now let's do some damage. Oh, so close, so close, so close, so close. See? The Sith Trooper will taunt soon. And I want to make sure... yes, there we go. So, if Sith Trooper had Thrawn, I'd be totally screwed because Thrawn would just give protection to Scion, game over. But with the fact that now we have Sith Trooper here, now we have to worry about that the Triumvirate aren't hiding too long behind him. So we have to kind of manage his buffs. So we're going to start working on their Nihilus here. Let's see. You know, it's... R2D2, he's really only on here for the self-cleanse, and he was only mainly on here for the stuns. I think maybe Thrawn might be better. If you have Thrawn instead of R2, that might be the better way to go about this. Ooh. Alright, so this is where we're going to run into a little trouble, because their Sith Trooper just got a taunt. Alright, let's see. Let's see if we can maybe... It doesn't really matter. I mean, R2, yeah, I think honestly, if we had Fracture on here, this would make things a lot easier. So actually, hold the phone. We're not giving up yet. There we go. So now we pretty much just have to worry about Traya. So this might work. It's a bit tricky. Let's give some buffs to people. All right, they swapped over the Isolate. Yeah, we need a CLS to do a quick buff removal right here. Not yet. We'll just keep chopping away at him. All right, 1 hit, 2 hits. Come on, AoE damage, baby. Okay. R2D2, we don't really need you that much here. Okay. Oh, man, we really need bigs in here. And you know what? Let's just keep working on their Sith Trooper. 1 hit. And you know what? Let's do this. We're going to do a big hit on her. We should get a... Let's see. Almost done. Almost done. We have R2D2. He'll be able to take out Sith Trooper. This is a much... It's a bit... The strategy is a bit different. I don't know if this was... Not sure if this is harder than before. Let's see. I think we're going to win this. Yeah, we should be able to win this. So I got to say, this team I went up against took less practice than me figuring out how the Thrawn kind of incorporated in that other team. So lastly, what we're going to show here is a Darth Traya lead, and I think that's going to struggle a lot more than Emperor Palpatine because Palpatine just has so much stuff going on with the turn meter gain. Darth Traya might be an easier team to fight. So let me go ahead, set up that other team, and we'll get that show on the road from there. So let's say that people are seeing that Palpatine is maybe not as good against these rebels here. So they might think about using Darth Traya as the lead, and the thing about Darth Traya is she penalizes teams that grant buffs to other allies when they're outside of their turn, and she also penalizes teams that call a lot of people to assist, and we kind of have that here. Han Solo grants buffs, and we also have Biggs calling people to assist, but the good thing is this team will not get any sort of bonus turn meter when I cleanse a buff. So like I like to do usually, stun Thrawn at the very beginning, and here what we're going to do is let's start putting a little bit of damage on their Emperor Palpatine, and I want to see if I can start working on Science simultaneously and wait for Biggs to maybe call in the finishing blow. Let's see. There we go. All right, Palpatine's done. He is such a frail character. It's kind of funny to think about that. And here we go. Let's start working on their Science slowly. Luckily, he has no turn meter, so we have a lot of time before he gets any sort of torment going. All right. All right, the stun. I don't care about the stun. I just need to get as much damage output as possible. Isolate on CLS could be worse, I guess. All right, almost there. Almost there. Han Solo, do the job. Seal the deal, buddy. There we go. All right, now we have to worry about Nihilus. He's kind of our next priority here. All right. Let's see, just use that right here. Stun doesn't mean much. He's gonna self-cleanse in a moment, but maybe we can back off that turn meter a little bit. There we go, got some more turn meter removal. So the reason why this is also working is because you have to control the other team's turn meter, whether it's a Traya team, because you're worrying about them, about the self-cleanse when it's about their turn, or Palpatine. Controlling the turn meter is really important because you have to kind of push the Sith back, and that's why characters like Magma Trooper work so well, and this team, because CLS and Raid Han, they remove turn meter. Let's see. Ooh, no. Oh! Alright, that is pretty unfortunate, but luckily, we don't have to worry about another Annihilate for a little bit of time, so we might be okay. Stun Thrawn, come on, give me a stun. There we go, that's gonna help us out a bit. No, the wrong character. I forgot to change the characters there. All right, come on. 1 hit, 2 hits. Another stun on Thrawn. There we go. Keeping Thrawn stun locked is kind of the way to go here. Oh, I was really hoping if we had Biggs, this might be a lot faster. 1 hit, 1, 2. Okay, there we go. All right. So I wouldn't say I can't really. It's hard to say if it's as equally difficult as before. It only took me. Again, I do some practices so I can kind of get the feel of how the team is. It took me about maybe 2 practices to kind of learn how to beat this team. And with having Thrawn and Palpatine still, that's still the best leader, I think, for the Sith once you get Traya. Palpatine, Thrawn, Nihilus, Cyan, and Traya seems to be the best team still, even after moving all this stuff around. So for closing thoughts, we're going to go ahead and put Traya on auto against the Rebels and see how they do. But overall, the reason why we're kind of making these videos is mainly to show that there are some counters out there. Wow, this is actually not going too well for this other team. So the whole point is that we're kind of learning more counters to Darth Traya as we progress, because more people are slowly unlocking her, and whether you don't see it as much in your arena now, you will see it in the future. So these videos that myself and other people are making about Darth Traya is mainly to kind of get us aware of, all right, what can we use to counter Darth Traya? And the good thing is, in my opinion, is that we see that this Rebel team's not that hard to get. Wedge and Biggs, if you saw my previous video, I said they are the best free-to-play characters in the game. Easily accessible right there. And if you get R2-D2 kind of early and Commander Luke Skywalker, I mean, if you're facing Darth Traya in arena, most likely you at least have Commander Luke Skywalker and R2-D2. So that's going to pretty much wrap up our video for today. Let me know down below, what do you think? Is this something you'll see yourself maybe using down the road? Because a lot of us have Wedge and Biggs geared up. You guys, let me know down below. And hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, go ahead, leave me a like, comment down below, and subscribe so you're not missing a thing. And as always...